y'all, welcome back to a bittersweet Doug's Cars. I just got back from my trip to Tennessee where I got to drive that amazing Volkswagen XL1, but it's back to reality. And the reality is it's time for my BMW i3 to go. I've had this car almost 4 years. I actually bought this around Thanksgiving of 2017 as a 2-year-old CPO car, although I believe it was actually produced in 2014, so it had been leased for 3 years. I had 6,000 miles on it, and I had then 2 more years of warranty with the CPO, and I've put 21,000 miles on this car since then. It's got 27,000 on it now, and it's bittersweet. Like I said, this has been a fun car, but as with all good things, sometimes they come to an end, and sometimes when things are not fantastic, they come to an end as well. So why am I getting rid of this? Well, used car prices right now are insane. This is going to Carvana tomorrow. I was going to film this the day of, but we're supposed to have the remnants of that hurricane tomorrow, and I wanted to get this done before the truck shows up tomorrow in a downpour. So, I'm getting almost what I paid for this in 2017, which is just fantastic. And when I realized that, I realized that was the final nail in the coffin for this car. I haven't been driving it a whole lot. I had issues with getting that rear window replaced. That video I made a couple months back. That took months. There's always been a few issues with charging, and honestly, having had this car for 4 years, having driven electric for 4 years, I'm just tired of the drawbacks of driving an electric car. Now, you can yell at me if you want, but driving an electric car, unless it's a Tesla, is a pain. Charging it is a nightmare, unless you maybe live in a giant city, but then again, there's probably other transportation options if you do. And honestly, it just wasn't being used the way I bought it. I bought it when I still had a commute. Now, I know a lot of folks stopped going to an office due to COVID. That happened for me way before COVID, so that wasn't it. But at the time, the company that I worked for, we had an office that had been moved about 10 miles further away from where it had been in the past, and I needed a commuter car because I was spending a ton of money on premium unleaded for my X135. So I got this. I was actually looking for something fun. Not that this isn't fun, but fun in a different way. I was looking for a Fiat Abarth 500 with obviously a manual. And I noticed that the CarMax and other places options for prices on used ones were about the same as this i3 I had found with only 6,000 miles on it. And so I went down to the dealer, talked to the guy I know there, said, can I take it overnight? He said, sure. I took the car overnight, and the rest is history. Almost 4 years later, I'm finally letting this car go, even though, it has been an excellent car. I just have other priorities right now, and one of them is at some point in the not too distant future to get something fun. What this car was supposed to be in the first place. I already have my long distance vehicle in Das Boot, my 2003 Lincoln Town Car, and I have my off-road vehicle slash somewhat fun vehicle in my 2006 Land Rover LR3, the Lunar Rover, which I have made countless videos on as well. So the time has come for that, and yeah, I'm gonna start getting everything out of here and just getting it ready to go, because the truck will be here tomorrow at 1:30, and I don't want to deal with it when there's a crazy downpour. So take it for one final spin around the block, because I've got to park it out front, and that's the easiest way to do it. And yeah, the little Panda i3 is going on to a new home. Hope it's a good one. Well, let's go for one final spin. Wow. The last drive, of course it gongs washer fluid low. I don't think they're going to care too much about that at Carvana. The last drive in the little i3. This really is a bittersweet moment, I must say. At one point I thought I would keep this for a year and just see how that goes as an experiment. And obviously it went so well that I had it for 4 years basically. And it has been a very good car with a few minor concerns and issues, one of which was a charging issue. When it would lock the doors and the car would be fully charged with the charging handle in, sometimes it wouldn't unlock the charging handle, and it required repeat locking and unlocking of the car. One time I had to have roadside assistance come, and they were going to flatbed it because you can't put it in gear when it's charging, even if it's done charging. You can't even put it in neutral to move it. I had unplugged it from the wall, and I was going to simply move it out of the way because it was behind my other car in the garage, which I would have been able to drive somewhere since this one was inoperable at that moment. But of course that didn't happen. So that happened, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. I made a short video about that many moons ago. And then, you know, there's been some other little issues, but honestly, it's been a pretty good car. It's a 27,328 miles right now, and it had around, you know, 6,400. So right under 21,000 miles that I've driven this, and you know, that saved me a ton of money on gas. I mainly got it to save money. Other people might get it for other reasons, but I mainly got to save money. I was spending a couple $100 a month on premium unleaded. I put a couple $100 a month on a car payment for this, and you know, it is what it is. It's time for me to move on. I'm looking for something that's going to be a manual, 3 pedals for sure, because I don't have one anymore, and that's something that I definitely want to have. And so, yeah, tomorrow around this time, this car will be moving on to greener pastures, or maybe not greener, but somewhere. So parking her out front now, pull up on the parking brake for the last time, turn it off for the last time, and undo the seatbelt for the last time. Yep. This is tough, I'm not gonna lie. Well, goodbye little car. Have a good life. Bye. I'm gonna miss that car. Thanks for watching Doug's Cars. We'll be back soon with something new. Please hit subscribe.